Betty Saenz with Sky Realty. Welcome to Austin, Texas. I'm standing here in front of the Pennybacker Bridge here on 360 or the Capital of Texas Highway. It's one of the most photographed bridges in Austin, and I just love it. I'm told that my grandmother, Betty Signey Sandstrom, worked for the Pennybackers. I believe she was a seamstress for them, but I'm not sure. She didn't drive. And she was one of the early Swedish settlers in the Austin area. My family settled here in the 1870s. So Austin has changed quite a bit since that time frame. I mean, traffic has increased, the population has just exploded, quite different than the old horse and buggy days. I love to stop at historic signs. I love Texas history. I'm here at Mount Bonnell in Austin, Texas. I love Mount Bonnell. It's such an amazing view of the river, and it was named after George Bonnell, one of the fighters for Texas independence. So come with me as we hike the steps up to Mount Bonnell and look at the river below. Come along with me as we hike up the steps to Mount Bonnell. I know I'm not looking forward to all the physical activity, but I need it. I've got to work. I spend too much time at the computer, so come on with me. As we're heading up the steps of Mount Bonnell, I wanted to point out some of the native species that live around the Austin area. This flower here grows wild, and it's like Greg's Blue Mist, but it's white. It's a very good plant for bees. All the pollinators just love it. Isn't it beautiful? Down here we've got Texas mountain laurel, which is another native species. And in the early spring it has really big draping lavender blooms that smell like purple Kool-Aid. I mean, really, really wonderful, fragrant, sweet. But it's a wonderful Texas native plant. It feels really good to be walking up these steps where many of my forefathers walked before me. My mother came to Mount Bonnell with her friends. It's always been just something you do here in Austin. Unfortunately, it's not ADA compliant. It is not wheelchair or handicap accessible. Sorry about that. We've made it to the top. It's just beautiful up here. You're going to absolutely love the sweeping vistas. We're just downriver from where we were before at the 360 or Pennybacker Bridge, and you'll just love the views from up here. It's just fabulous. A place you have to visit when you come to Austin. Come with me as I take one of my favorite trails down to get a great view of the water. Just look at the Austin skyline. I mean, it's just amazing. Love this place. Here I am at one of the vistas I was telling you about. Follow me down. We're a little bit off the beaten path, but that's the way I run, or roll, I guess you should say. Anyway, follow me on down, and I want you to see these views. They're just to die for. Here we have just an amazing view of the river and the beautiful homes surrounding. I'm just so proud of my city. I love Austin. It's the only place I want to live in Texas. I love my whole state, but Austin is my absolute favorite place. It's funny, I miss my mom, and she was always fussing at me about my shoes. She goes, "You're so rough on your shoes." I wonder why. Anyway, I just can't help it. I love nature, so my shoes have to handle it. So we're up here on the main viewing platform of Mount Bonnell. And I just wanted to let you know, I don't normally dress like this for hiking, but we were going to do a shoot at my office and there were so many of us, I just decided I'd rather come out and shoot on location. It was more fun anyway than being in office. So that's kind of why I'm dressed up a little more than I might be for hiking and in these shoes. But that's why my mom always griped at me, because no matter what shoes I was in, I was always up for a jaunt out in nature. It's just kind of my nature to love nature. Come with me as we explore Mayfield Park and Nature Preserve, one of my favorite parks in Austin. So photogenic, there's peacocks, a lot of native plants, a really good place to go. This beautiful facility here, this historic home, is also available for rent here at Mayfield Park. Have your next event here. I should plan one here. I really love the grounds and the peacocks, and at night they make really loud noises. I would emulate one, but I don't know if you want to see that. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful grounds and patio, and again, this facility is available for rent for your next function. Here on location in beautiful Mayfield Park and Preserve. In this nice brochure that they prepared, it tells about the history of the park and the buildings. Did you know that the park is actually, well, not as a park, but as a private 23-acre estate? It's been around since the 1838s. I thought that was very, very interesting. And some of the historic buildings are available for rent or events. And in this little house here at the park, they've got a lot of historic photos of what it looked like in times past. And I just really appreciate the preservation efforts. In fact, this bulletin board here, they've done showing how the cottage was restored. It's a board and batten construction, and they added a handicapped entrance. But anyway, it's just amazing. So I invite you to become a friend of Mayfield Park and consider donating annually or as often as you'd like to help keep this place preserved. This beautiful board and batten constructed home is an Austin historic home landmark. It is an Austin landmark, and it was built sometime between 1860 and 1880. So I hope you do become a friend of Mayfield Park and help to preserve this wonderful building, or hold an event here which helps support Mayfield Park and preserve the buildings.